Hi there, it's Andy here from Andy's Riff Bank, and today we're going to look at The Trooper by Iron Maiden. So this is a great track, great fun to play with dueling guitar harmonies. If you want to check out what the harmonies sound like, obviously you can listen to the real track, but you can also listen to my version of it up here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and remember to click the little bell so then you get notifications when there's new content uploaded onto Andy's Riff Bank. So the opening riff is and you're starting here on the 7th fret on the A string, and you want to go 7 back to 5. I tend to not pick on the 5th, so I'm picking the 3 notes there on the 7th fret in the A, and then just a pull off. So that's then on the 5th fret on the A, and then you want to hammer and pick onto the 7th fret of the E string, and it's that same shape and that same lick, then move down 2 frets, so on your 7th and 5th, and then move that motif down to the 5th and the 3rd, and then to the 1st and the 3rd. The little tail for the riff then is, and basically you just want to bar with your index finger there over the 5th fret and hit your A and then your D and then your A strings again, and then finish it by hitting the 7th on the A. And you want to get a bit of vibrato on there. Give it a bit of feeling. Next is a little guitar harmony that comes in. So after 2 runs of that, and there you're starting off on the 5th fret on your D string, and it's back to the 4th on the D, and then 7th on the A. Next run then is from the 4th fret on your D to the 2nd fret on the D and the 5th fret on the A. And the final bit is the 2nd fret on the D to open D to the 3rd fret on the A. So I hope that makes sense. I'll recap that. That's 5, 4 on the D, 7 on the A, 4, 2 on the D, 5 on the A, and 2, 0 on the D, 3 on the A. And the tail for that harmony is simply an open D and an open G, back to the open D. Now, that's exactly the same as the tail on the other harmony. They're the same notes, but I actually think if you play the open strings on the higher harmony and play the fretted notes on the lower harmony, it gives slightly different resonance and it makes it sound a bit fuller if you're double tracking your guitars. So that's the way I've played it anyway. So that's your intro riff. Now on to the dueling main body of the riff. So this one, which I think is what Dave Murray plays, is, and you're starting there on the 7th fret on the B, and you want to hammer a couple of times, and you also want to kind of bar your high E string, because the next note then is the 7th fret on your high E. So hammer on the 7th and 8th of the B, and then pick the 7th fret of your high E, and then back to the 7 and 8 hammer on of the B. So that's, hope that makes sense. Picking wise, it's quite easy, because you're just picking the B, high E, and then B again. The next bit then is you want to pick the 8th fret then on your B string to the 9th fret on the G. We then have the motif that we want to play, which is 7 on the G to 8 on the B, back to 7 on the G, and then this finger simply move to the last note, which is the 9th fret on the G. And that gives you the complete riff. Add a bit of vibrato in there, and as you build up, get a bit more speed, because played quite fast. So the harmony, which I think is what Adrian Smith is playing, is, and that is played there off the 7th fret on the D string. And you want to hammer from the 7th on the D to the 9th on the D. A couple of times there. And then pick the 7th fret off the B. So I would tend to bar there. And then hammer. So it's very similar to the higher, where you're hammering on one string picking the one single note on the higher and then going back, doing the same thing on this low one, picking the D string, picking the G string once, and then picking the D string again. Finish that by picking your 9th fret on the D, and then playing there on the 10th on the A string, and you want to go backwards and forwards there between the 10th and the 9th fret on the A. So sorry. That's it. So after that comes the verse section, and what we have is so that kind of stabbing motif, and you're going back to what we were doing in the intro there by barring the 5th fret on your A and D, or you can play it open just on the D and G if you prefer. Play it that way. And we want to play some bar chords here, so you want to play your higher E bar chord, which is index finger there on the 7th fret of the A, and there's a couple of ways you can play this. You can use your little finger just to press on the 9th there on the D string and play your E open and just play the top 3 strings. Or you can play it that way, which is using these 2 fingers on the 9th of the A or of the D and G, so you're actually getting clearer notes and picking right down to the G. So either that or makes little, you're playing it so fast it makes a little difference. Third one we want to go back to a C there, so 3rd and 5th, 3rd fret on the A string and 5th fret on the D string. So it's a C chord. Back up to the E. Then the remainder of the verse, all we're doing is throwing a gallop in there. Same notes, but to get the gallop, you really want to try and palm mute, so you're resting this part of your hand kind of across your, it's hard to see there, across this section of your strings, but particularly on the top strings. And you want to get that that gallop. It's more of a feel, it's a bit hard to explain. So it's down, down, up, down. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Try and go with the feel. that's the verse. Chorus is hit a big D chord, let that ring out, play that motif back into your E. And that's it for the Trooper. Brilliant fun to play. If I get 500 hits, I'll have a look at the solos for you. You can have a listen to my attempts at those up here. Don't forget, if you have enjoyed this lesson, to subscribe and to hit the little bell so you get notifications when there's more content uploaded. Anyway, take it easy. Cheers.